going to ask our three moderators for some comments and observations, keeping in mind that, of course, Bob and Kamal and Jeff are publishers and editors of trade magazines from our industry, so they have a very unique perspective, and I suspect they'll have views on what we've had the opportunity to consider over these past 2 days. How about, Bob, you want to start off?
I'd like to actually start with a confession. I don't know if you noticed from yesterday, but 3 of the 4 first speakers told you that they weren't plumbers, which I think we probably could have figured out anyway. But I'm not a plumber either, and but a lot of the people in the audience the last 2 days have been plumbers, be they in labor or management, or they've been engineers or manufacturers or reps, and wholesalers, a couple wholesalers too I saw. And I just think as an industry we have a really once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make a difference, to see what products are good and what are bad, to differentiate those, and to educate our customers or your customers, and make systems, build systems, develop, design, and install systems, I should say, that are that save water, conserve energy, and make people healthy or healthier at the same time. So I would certainly urge everyone here to embrace that opportunity, or the opportunities that are ahead. We've heard a lot of discussion about systems as opposed to products, and I think it's important that we all continue to talk to each other, whether it be in forums like this or just in our daily jobs. So I've enjoyed being here. I was reminded when I first heard about this emerging technology, the story that you probably heard, that back in 1899, the director of the U.S. Patent Office recommended to President McKinley back then that they close the patent office because everything that could have been invented had been invented. Well, in doing some more research on that, I thought it was a cute story, but it turned out it's not true. He actually said quite the opposite. He said that there were so many patents that are being requested for new products that eventually human innovation would have to run out, because eventually people would stop inventing things. But as I think we've seen in the last 2 days, that hasn't happened. And guess what? It's not going to stop. So the plumbing industry, as I've heard from a couple people over the last few days, or last 2 days, it has a reputation of kind of doing things the same way, not really developing or embracing new technology. But again, I just think this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to really make a difference and raise the image of the industry, and just make the world a better place, which isn't a bad thing to do. So thanks again for the opportunity.
Indeed, well done. Thanks very much, Bob. Kamal, do you have some thoughts on what you've experienced over the past 2 days?
Thank you, Russ. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude for giving me an opportunity to participate at the symposium. As Bob has said, I am not a plumber, I'm a publisher. But it was certainly an enlightening experience for me to participate at the seminar. As regards the symposium, I would like to summarize my observations and comments in 3 different perspectives: the symbolics, the historics, and futuristics. And here it is. Do you know, ladies and gentlemen, today is the date 28th August. That is 20.08.2008. Now you play with one punctuation mark and remove the first dot, then you are left out with 2008. That's a unique date if you are looking at the numericals. I'm sure the symposium will change some of the punctuations, like question marks, as far as the emerging technologies are concerned. I'm also sure that the symposium will answer many ifs and buts as far as the new technologies and adoption of new evolvements are concerned. That was my reaction in terms of symbolics. As regards the historics, while sharing this podium with all of you at Chicago. I recall the words uttered by Major Joel Connolly, who was Chief Inspector of the Chicago Bureau of Sanitary Engineering, some 75 years back. This, he said, after the outbreak of amoebic dysentery during 1933 World Fair at Chicago. And the roots were found for this epidemic in the faulty plumbing in 2 hotels in this very city of Chicago. 98 people died, and 1,409 cases were registered thanks to bad plumbing. It sounds similar to the Amoy Gardens of SARS epidemic. I'm sure the symposium will answer and will ensure that similar situation do not happen. But let me quote what Major Connolly said or uttered, which was more prophetic and more interesting. He said, one of the lessons to be drawn from amoebic dysentery outbreak is that plumbing demands the very best and painstaking efforts that thoroughly qualified and certified plumbers can give in every building, and especially where the systems are complicated and extensive, and where large number of people may be affected by contamination of water. This was published in Plumbing and Mechanical magazine in July '87. Incidentally, the theme of this this fair was technological innovations. And the motto was, science finds, industry applies, man confirms. I think we were discussing these very things in last 2 days in the context of plumbing and water management. So this, according to me, was the historic relevance and the perspective as far as the symposium is concerned. And the last is the futuristics. As all of you are aware, the 2008 has been declared as International Year of Sanitation. Almost simultaneously to this symposium, the World Water Week is being celebrated and is being held at the Stockholm. And the theme of this symposium is Progress and Prospects on Water for Clean and Healthy World. In other words, whether we are talking of International Year of Sanitation, IYS, World Water Week, WWW, Millennium Development Goal, MDG, or our own ETS, the Emerging Technology Symposium. Every one of us are just talking about the same common subject of common good through better plumbing and water management. And the good part is that we all are talking is not futuristic only or a fantasy. It is going to be a solid reality thanks to such initiatives. In a nutshell, this symposium will certainly help in understanding the issues and options for better and efficient plumbing practices the world over. I have no doubt that with the powerful media of webinar, the crux of the deliberations will reach to all those who matters as far as the future scenario is concerned. While concluding my remarks, I would like to quote Peter Drucker, who had said, the best way to predict the future is to create one. I think it finds a very appropriate relevance to the symposium. And I appeal one and all to join hands for creating the future for the generation next through such symposium. Thank you very much, Russ.